Hello and welcome to The Great Cricketer. I'm Sam Perry. Back for it's a massive podcast, massive across the world, and I'm very proud of my work. Hey, joining me is Ian Higgins. Ian.
G'day, Pez. How are you, mate?
Good, mate.
Big news today that we're about to announce, aren't we?
Yeah, massive news.
Collab with another podcast.
Yeah, Club Prairie Fire, they're massive.
Yeah, they're on the rise, so we thought we'd get a hold of them early and just jump on board.
Now, the reason why we are in these studios was it was a late SOS call.
It was.
And you, Adam Gilchrist.
Yeah, so we're not role-playing that anymore.
No,
we're just going with who we are, actually.
Pretty much. I'm the professor.
Do you want to introduce one first?
Is that Club Prairie Fire podcast still going? Is it still going?
Yeah, only just. Hey, we have a sponsor though, Ollie, don't we?
We absolutely do still. Second of 3 shows, Professional Home Services, they're still on board.
Yeah.
We'll get to their segment later about who needs to improve, and I think I have a good idea who might need to improve.
Yeah. All right. So I'm the professor. That's Adam Gilchrist. That's Michael Vaughan. And over there is Ollie Silverton, our producer. What a day to talk about cricket, because Test cricket, ladies and gentlemen, is well and truly alive. 2 of the all-time results in the one day. Michael Atherton said for English cricket fans, it is basically the best day of cricket viewing in the history of their watching. They got to watch Australia lose to the West Indies, and then that remarkable victory for England over India over there. We're going to get into it all today. There is something you want to do at the top. You have asked me to give you a bit of space up here.
Yes, so it's a new season, obviously a new studio. So season 9, which is going great. And for this one, we're going to reverse it, and we're going to open, because of what Arthur said, with a toast. And there's only one thing we could toast, which is the Mount Game Barbados rum.
What?
For the famous win.
That is a nice drop.
There's also some Orange Burst mixer, just in case you need that, which I do. So we're going to start with it.
Just have a sniff of it.
The boys are just having a sniff of the Mount Gay rum.
Yeah,
if you're listening to this.
So that's for Prof, because it's got some orange juice.
Yes, very good.
Gilly just wants it purely straight to feel the real pain of it all.
Yeah. Well, I want to appreciate the fine craftsmanship.
Absolutely. There we go. So it's a little bit of punch. But yeah, a toast to what has to be the second best result of all time after England winning in India.
Correct.
Both on the same day. So well done, West Indian cricket.
Shamar.
Ooh,
yeah,
that is a good year.
Now, you boys were up at the Gabba. Let's play Choose Your Own Adventure today. Would you like to start with the West Indian victory or the English victory?
I think given we've got a glass of Mount Gay in our hand, we should go with the boys from the Caribbean.
Now, we've all seen that moment of the winning runs. Smithy again.
Yeah.
Is there a better caller in the world?
No.
I tell you what, when he goes up, that is probably the most exercise he does all week.
He stood up. He stood up.
He gives it the fist clenched, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What a legend.
And you were in there with Brian.
I was in there
Lara.
as an Australian representative, and of course BC Lara.
I thought you were going to kiss him at one stage.
Mate, we were fully embraced.
Arm around.
It was emotional,
Full
wasn't it?
embrace was very special. That's why I'm now officially declaring I'm West Indian for this podcast. There's a few obvious things that will beg to differ. I'm West Indian.
Well, there's Adam.
Yeah.
Now, is it true that the Gabba crowd started going for the West Indies towards the end? Did you feel like it swung that way?
I reckon definitely. I reckon every cricket follower in the world were going for it.
And you were going for West Indies up in that?
Except for the Australian cricket team that is currently playing. Everyone, in all seriousness, no one can be bothered about that result. Even the most ardent Australian supporter needs to just tip the cap and go, that is beautiful. It was
every clip that I've seen, and there's been, ABC's clips, SEN's clips, Triple M's clips, Fox Sports clips, Channel 7's clip. I've not seen in Australia that wasn't celebrating. All the it's just great for the game. This is a team that's come over here. 7 of them never even played Test cricket. 4 of them have made the debut. And then Shamar Joseph, he was bowling on 1 foot. And he bowled, what was it, 11 overs spell?
11 and a half overs straight.
And got quicker as it went on.
Bowled 147 rockets at the end. Well, he wasn't even going to go to the ground. You would have read that. He said, no, I'm not going to bother. And then they said, well, come down for team support, bit of moral support. So he just turned up in his training gear. And then the doctor got a hold of him, and I love that. He goes, "I've got to thank the doc. He did something to my toe. I've got no idea what he did to the toe, but he did something. So thank you, doc."
Well, his run around the pitch after getting that last wicket, there's nothing wrong with that toe.
Isn't it? It's so good watching the West Indies, and there's always been this flair with all their teams, haven't they? But I guess this new, your point, Vaughn, is spot on. There's so many new youngsters that don't have any fears of any of the yesteryear trials and tribulations or failures, so they've got nothing to compare it to. So they're out there just, Cavum Hodge, seriously, he is proper entertainer. But when they appeal or when they get a wicket, it's like under a microscope, little protons in a science experiment, all pinging around, going. No one knows where they're going. They're shooting off all different directions, and then they home in on the fastest one and try and catch him.
But that's what the West Indies have always celebrated.
They have done that, haven't they?
Come on, you got Kevin Sinclair with his flip.
Oh, unbelievable.
I mean, one of the great lines from Kerry O'Keefe gives me 55 great lines every minute. But one of his great lines was when Nathan Lyon top-edged a pull shot down the fine leg, and we were just about to do the lunch show. And Kevin Sinclair goes, and he doesn't go for the catch. And Skull just looks at me and went, "Fucking hell, he can do a fucking flip, but he can't dive in the field."
Now, Vaughny, I wanted to ask you, as captain's speeches go, did you ever pull your shirt up and say, "Are these muscles big enough for you"?
I wouldn't when I haven't got any. But I liked it. He was having a go at Rodney Hogg, wasn't he? Hoggy's obviously had a bit of a pop at the West Indies.
Something pathetic. It was, what was it? Hopeless and pathetic, I think he
something
called it.
along those lines. I think pathetic was definitely there.
Pathetic and hopeless.
Pathetic and hopeless.
Wow. But if those muscles were big enough for him, how good. One of the greats.
Well, what about little, Hodgie in his second test? And he's talking to the stump mic. Yeah. He's talking to little Foxy Rover. He's called him Alfred.
He wants to take him home.
He's only been playing 7 days of Test cricket. He does an interview just before, they need 2 wickets to win. He does an interview, and he calls Smithy Smudger.
He said, yeah, hopefully we get Smudger out.
Smudger. He's only been playing 7 days, and it was only 20 minutes later. He was shaking Smudger's hand saying thanks for the game.
And then for Smithy, right? So first of all, gets out to Shamar Joseph's first delivery in Test cricket, and Shamar goes, "He's my idol." But I got him out. Shamar then gets Smithy to do his shoelaces up in the Adelaide Oval Test, and then gets called smudge by a 2-test rookie, and then to cap it all off, gets some gloves or a drink, puts his bat on the ground, and shoots the silver treads on his bat.
You know what? I reckon in his test, how many tests has Smithy played now? I reckon that's 85. His worst. I reckon that's his worst moment. If there's one player in the history of the game that loves his bat more than anybody,
he looked devastated when he picked it up.
That was like your little kid's toy being stolen on Christmas Day.
So would he have just that as his favourite bat, or would he have a number of them?
He's
or
got 35,
20 or something in his kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 35.
Clearly,
but you do have favourites when you're playing, right?
Yeah. The one that he's using, the one that you're using at that.
That's your number one.
That's generally your number one. Yeah. That's your favourite. That's your best Teddy, yeah.
He was interesting in an interview post-match where he said he thought that his decision to go 4-2 was the right decision, as in to take the single off the 4th ball, exposing Hazelwood. What do you think, Gilly?
I reckon you cash in on the 5th ball because the field's up. Yep. So you take your 4 or your 6 there. And then you've got to try and manipulate something off the last ball.
Then you go for them. Then the West Indies go man-cat.
There's a good man-cat in the under-19s this week.
Oh, there's been one?
Yeah, there's a really good Afghanistan, I think.
It was actually a brilliant game of cricket. The Kiwis chasing 99, I think, against Afghanistan. They got them down.
T20s?
No, 50 overs. Got them down 9 wickets down, but there was a man-cat. Afghanistan produced the man-cat.
And he paused for a long time.
Yeah, see you later.
And just had a look at him and then...
Yeah, just flick the bail off.
On you go.
Because there was a under-19s a couple of years back where it really was reignited, the man-cat, wasn't it? I think the West Indies versus Zimbabwe, maybe. For the win.
For the win.
And it wasn't the whole World Cup.
No, in the match.
That match.
Yeah, wow.
And it wasn't a man-cad, and we'll get onto it in a bit, but there was also a moment in the England test where Ben Folks were waiting for a little witch.
That was
just lively.
Yes. Yeah, and also, I mean, I don't like to go back to the Ashes, the one last year that England won.
Morally.
Morally, the victory. Because Ben Stokes declared on on day one at Edgbaston, and it got a bit of stick. Pat declared the other night.
We could have done with those 22 runs.
With a few more jocks.
It was such a privilege to be there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It was
great.
One of the great bowling spells in decades, for if not in the history of Test cricket, given everything that was the adversity that he had. I mean, we all thought that's surgery on that toe. It's not just broken; it's going to be corrective surgery. But the story behind it, the come from behind, it was everything
one of the
about
great
it.
days of cricket. Full stop.
Here's a question though, Vaughany. We've got these one days coming up, which we've now decided the one day it's revived and we like it again.
No, we don't like it.
No, we don't like it again. I thought we did after the World Cup.
No.
You did.
No,
I did.
We didn't.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah.
Right, we
Well,
liked
if
it.
England win it in a few
We
years'
love
time,
it.
we'll like it again.
Yeah, right.
We love it.
It's pretty simple.
But can't we?
We unfurl get the big banner out, the World Cup
So
champions.
you
I think
want
first home game.
Test, don't you?
We're off Test cricket now.
We're off Test cricket now. Oh, we are off Test cricket. You're right. Let's stick to the one days. I was going to say, why don't we scrap the one days?
Well, you want
get
to
a
go back
third
to
test.
what you're pretty
Get it.
good at. You're not very good at Test cricket these days. But,
Get a third
but
test.
what a day you've got. Obviously, Shamar and the West Indies. You then, and I'm talking about to be there, as Gilly said, was a privilege. To have the privilege to talk about the game, then finish the game, go to the pub, watch Tom Hartley, Bobby Charlton bowling them to victory, then watch a bit of tennis, get pissed with all our Foxy crew. Kerry O'Keefe made an appearance, which was in a less bubble jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen one of
Puffer
those.
jacket.
What temperature was it?
It was like a winter jacket, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was probably 7 p.m. when he walked from the hotel we were staying at down to the pub we were going to. So it was a pretty mild 32 degrees and 80% humidity. You put the hood on at one stage. Like the Unabomber going out to do a bit of work.
Very good.
Frightening.
Now,
But just on, I mean, we all talk about Test cricket and how great it is and it needs protecting and the big three, the handouts,
Yeah.
the money and how much money, obviously, India, Australia. I don't think India and Australia have got enough.
Yeah, we get more funding now.
I think they need a bit more
Are
on the back of yesterday.
we now the minnows? Have you flipped this?
Clearly.
We were last night.
The 10 million a year that they get is clearly not enough because the pathway program's not right. The facilities aren't
think
quite
you're
good enough in Australia and India. There's not enough people playing the games. So I think the ICC don't give the West Indies anything because obviously they can just produce them, the cricketers from nowhere. Just a bit of Mount Gay run, they'll be there. Australia just need a few more quid.
So are they in your big three now, West Indies? Are they, or is it just a big two now?
Well, yes.
West Indies and England.
World Test Championship, West Indies, England.
Yeah.
Are they the top two in the league?
Yeah, they will be soon. Yeah, absolutely. Before we move
You
on
need
to
to type
the
on your keyboard before you give an answer.
No, it was already loaded. It was already loaded. Sorry, it's out of shot. And the
Are we allowed a bit more of this run?
Yeah,
Charlie?
on you go.
absolutely, please,
Yeah,
please.
That
If
is
orange
very nice.
here. Before we move on to the England one, there is something we do need to address, and it's Travis Head. So he,
I might have to apologise to him.
Ambassador. Yeah, I was going to ask about your background, but obviously current ambassador, but it does change every episode. But in 3 of his last 5 innings, Golden Ducks, there is a ton in there, and his last 4 balls he's faced at the Gabba have all been wickets.
Yeah. Do you think it's the pressure of him wanting to be this ambassador?
And that was my next question. Do you think it was that?
Do you think we've put him under too much pressure?
Mm-hmm. I think he's got a bigger gig than playing for Australia now. And so that's his side gig.
Yeah.
And you sort of take your eyes off the prize when there's, a bigger fish.
Yeah.
You
Which
think
is El Shino.
he's mentally just gone away from playing for
I think
Australia?
so.
Reckon that's
Gilly?
It might be. It can have that effect. It's all about the balance, isn't it? And the best players play long, successful careers because they maintain all the white noise out there and keep it balanced. But it's a pretty alluring sponsorship, really, ambassador role. Club Prairie Fire's El Shito ambassador. That's amazing. His last 4 balls at the Gabba. So people out there that don't remember, he got 92 against South Africa and tickled one down the leg side. Out. Second innings, first ball, tickled one down the leg side. So there you go. Start of this test match. First ball, tickles it down the leg side.
He's had
So
3 tickles down the leg
yeah,
side.
and then
He's got a tickle down the
He's
leg
got
side.
And that's
prop.
why he's one of
Yeah.
our ambassadors. Yeah, absolutely.
exactly what Brian was looking for last night later on. But I'm not sure whether he got it. But he goes out there to bat yesterday, and I'm in comms, And I don't know why I did it, but I just said, I tell you what, this is not a nice feeling to walk out knowing you're on a king pair. And I can promise you, because I was the first Australian to do that in Test match cricket. Calcutta, 2001, I was the first one to get a king pair.
In the history of Australian
Test match cricket. Ryan Harris then joined the club in Adelaide a few years later, where he actually burnt 2 reviews on 2 LBWs, was plumb both times, first ball. So that made the annual general meeting and the golf day a little bit better because I had company to be in that king pair club. And I said, you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. Clunk, clean rip, first ball, Travis Head. So it was proper commentator's curse.
Does he know you've done that to
No, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him. I was going to message him. Just saying welcome to the club. Actually, I might do it now.
Sorry.
I might do it now on air, eh?
Yeah,
Right.
send him, see if he comes back.
Yeah.
Just sorry.
Is he the first player in cricket history who's got a tickle down the leg side problem?
No, I don't reckon.
No?
What was your problem when you were batting? Did you have one like that?
Straight balls.
Well, that got me thinking because I heard that and straight away I thought commentator's curse is real. So I don't know, on air, if you could do something along the lines of, is there a worse feeling, which you always said, of getting no likes or matches on Ray or any other dating apps, then that could lead to a few, a bit of interest for me overall. So really commentator curse back towards my love life, essentially.
So you're saying, but it's a reverse.
What you're saying is on commentary.
No, now.
Oh, right now.
On the show.
I thought you meant on commentary.
No.
You wanted us to talk about you and Raya.
No, obviously.
To be tough to squeeze in, I reckon.
6 for 210. By the way, guys.
Someone's out there on Raya if you're interested.
We're going in
And I'm usually happy to let this die, but my dad called me yesterday and just listened to the show, heard Vaughany talking about a lady. Is your ex visiting? Because my ex is full. And not genuinely true. I went, no, it wasn't her, it's someone else. And so that was it. So now mum and dad have played to each other, wondered if my ex is in Sydney.
They'd be dying for you to have a girlfriend now. How old are you, Ol?
Yeah, 31.
Yeah.
No, you're not ready yet.
No, but this is when you folks start putting pressure on you.
We've got 2 listeners. That's good.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
We'll get Mike Hussey to do a lab on your Raya activities, I reckon. Would be good.
Just on you, Ollie. I like your kind of week updates. You were going on a boat on the Friday.
Wait, is that week WEEK or WEAK?
Well, you can decide.
Okay.
You can decide. So yeah, the Friday was a boat trip, and I think it was the Monday that we saw the little peck on the cheek. Anything happen on the boat?
Not with me, no. No.
Did she find someone else?
Someone else.
No. My housemate, the pineapple stickers were on the doors. Yeah, it's fair to say. Do you remember you asked about our situation? The 2 guys go, Shane from South Africa, big cricket fan, doesn't listen to the show, so fine to say this. He found more success. So
With the same lady?
No, different lady. She played wingwoman.
Oh, I get it. So he was on the boat trip, yeah?
He was on the boat trip.
So he comes off the boat trip and he's obviously struck lucky. And then he sticks the pineapple on the door and
He says, busy.
Yeah.
Don't come home.
Action.
No, have you sent a note to...
I've just sent it there. Just simple, short and sweet. Just said, bugger, but, ... welcome to the club.
Okay.
With a little, like that little sort of grimace emoji, but then crying with laughter emoji after that. So
Do you think
I'll see what comes back.
Does he know it's Club Prairie Fire or Club King Pair?
He might think that's confirmation that he's the ambassador.
Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Got to get the lawyers involved.
Bit of orange.
Now, you had was there another social update there before we get into... And if we run out of time before we chat about England, that's the studio.
Well,
the boys are coming in, so...
Luckily, no, because the social update is purely about England. And it's purely Vaughany on a mad one at midnight last night on socials. 3 in a row, which I really enjoyed at 12:07, 12:08 and 12:09.
That's what happens after 10 pints of Carlton draft.
Start drunk dialing.
Oh, did I?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think I felt I was all right.
So there's a few here. Let's go with the first one.
Yeah.
Evening at Wasim Jaffa, thumbs up. That's it.
Yeah, it was. How are you, mate?
No reply to anything, just a clean evening, Wasim. and then he's gone to Jim Maxwell.
Yeah.
So Test match special, BBC said a rough day for the England bowling attack. That got retweeted on the second day by Jim Maxwell saying Baz Bollocks has moved from batting to bowling, absurd selection, unbalanced, inexperience. At least England picked a wicket keeper. Vaughany then had it again. Was it? I think it was thanks, Jim, or along those lines?
No,
Everything
evening,
okay?
Jim.
Evening, Jim. Everything, Jim.
Anything back from Jim? Vaughany?
No, not yet.
Nothing back from Jim.
Just check.
And then Fox Cricket also went for a tweet.
They go.
They went. They shared the scorecard: 246 all out England,
Yeah.
India 7 for 421, with no moral victories in sight. Let's break out the hypothetical ones. England crying face emoji. Vaughany just after midnight. Oops, with 8 O's, 4 P's, 4 S's, tongue out emoji wink, and 2 tongue out emoji winky faces.
Yeah, that's good.
So they were, they absolutely led the way on our socials as Vaughany throughout the night.
Yes, I'm just going to get the Jim one up. Where is
Jim was excellent, and I did
just put
check.
evening Jim.
Evening Jim.
Okay,
with a
and
few.
Jim hasn't come back.
But unfortunately for Jim, I think quite a lot of the quite prominent tweeters in the UK have done the similar thing.
So he's
I
just
think
been bombarded.
I think even Piers Morgan gave him a
Oh,
message.
bloody Piers! Of course he did.
Yeah,
So
so
he reappeared very
Poor
quickly,
old
didn't he?
Jim, I mean,
Very
but
quiet during that
it's not
World
bad
Cup.
now. I don't mind. I mean, I like Baz Bollocks. It's quite a good line, isn't it? It's a good line.
Now let's talk England winning.
great one.
Yeah.
Wasn't it
yeah,
great?
All right,
great.
guys.
Can't wait.
Do you want to do the stats on it, or do you want me to run through it? A lead of 190 for India
Well, we gave
after
them
the
a chance.
first
That's
innings,
what generally the Baz ballers do. Just give them an opportunity.
and largest run chase in India by 135 runs when a team has been down by that many after the first innings. Does that make sense?
No.
No.
Let me try again. It's with a team with the biggest deficit
Yep.
after the first innings that have chased it down in the second innings by 135 runs.
Still doesn't make sense.
Okay, so let me do this.
Largest second innings total when you've conceded such a first innings lead. Is that what you're saying, or
I think so.
what's the chasing down bit?
Well, they had to chase. No,
190
sorry.
before they got in the
No,
lead.
No, you're right.
Deficit.
Yes,
Deficit.
with the largest deficit
Yeah.
to go on to win.
to win.
Yeah.
Geez, that Mount Gay's good, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Strong. It's stronger than
Tend to hit run.
So 65 was the previous
Yes.
most that a team had conceded on first innings to then go on and
Yes.
win. Right.
And then Ollie Pope, 196,
Yeah.
which is the largest ever innings by an Englishman in Asia.
I think, and I think Ben Stokes said it as well, that is as good an innings that I've seen.
Yeah.
From an England player, there's been great knocks from many, but I would argue that it's probably in the top 10 of all time of Test match innings. It was remarkable because he's not renowned as being a brilliant player of spin. And in the first innings, he was all over the place.
Yeah.
And his first 15, 20 runs in the second innings, I was in the Fox studio, had it on in the iPad. I was hiding behind the desk, like watching him. And then all of a sudden, wow.
You weren't hiding quite as much as when old buddy Hartley bowled his first 3 overs in Test cricket.
Yeah, he just gave him a chance. That's what he was doing. He gave them a chance. He allowed them 40 runs off his first 3 or 4.
Well, first ball
And he
was
got
a 6.
30 odd runs himself, so he erased that
Yeah.
deficit.
You made that very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely right. I mean, Jaiswal took a bit of a liking to him early. You know,
Very early. It was first ball, wasn't it? A
6.
6, yeah.
I think
To come back from
I
that.
think his fourth ball was a 6.
6, yeah. 2 sixes in the
And I
first
think his
time.
first 4 overs may have gone for 38 or 40.
Yeah, it was going 10 and over, I think. There. Where does it rate? Because we went in detail about your very close double centuries. 195 and 197, wasn't it, against India?
Yeah, so he got
he's
him-
picked the gap, 196.
Yeah.
So is he third place, or where's Pope going?
Look, the ball was swinging a bit more at the Oval back in 2002. And it was, Anil Kumble was spinning it a bit further than Aksa Patel.
We had the discussion last night at some point, you and I, about where we were rating it, comparing Ollie Pope's knock compared to a Tuesday night on a doggy.
He hasn't done it in Yorkshire.
So, no, you're not counting it either.
We didn't.
No, it was a good knock.
We said we ended up considering it was a good knock.
Good knock.
But you won't say great knock.
Yeah.
You-
And he hit no sixes, so it can't even
I
be a
saw
200.
that, yeah.
It was a good knock. Look, Kevin Pearson played a night. I think it was 2012. England won in India. In Mumbai, played a remarkable innings. Aggressive, sweeping, reverse. Those switch hits that he plays, which apparently India want to ban.
Which Harsha Bhogle's not a fan of. And
I don't.
that's a nice relationship forming there between Harsha and KP.
Yeah, Kev just said, sorry, talking rubbish, and disappeared down to telly. Not so sure whether that's the right way to deal with Harsh, is alleged. But, India do control the game. They do. And I understand that the wealth, the sponsorship generally always comes from India. TV deals. But you can't stop players playing shots.
No,
They
I
can't
don't think
suddenly. They can't suddenly.
Everyone's
say,
got a price.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that reverse switch it that England, like Ben Duckett plays it great. Joe Root, Ollie Pope, they're all playing it brilliantly. They can't suddenly say you're not allowed to play that shot.
You
I
can't
think
ban a
Stokesy
shot.
plays it the best, actually.
Stokes is just.
Controlled.
Well, let's talk about that.
He's 70 odd in the first innings, almost forgotten. because-
Well, but the run out they talk about more.
Oh,
Where does
was-
that, in terms of run outs,
backhander.
where's that
Yeah.
sit?
we like a backhand.
Yeah, we do love it back.
Everyone's got their
Absolutely.
price.
A little backhander there. That was.
We're always open for backhanders on this podcast. If anyone wants to give us anything to promote.
It was good. it was good in there, wasn't it? In the pub last night, so we just witnessed one of the all-time great victories live, and then we were all together like a bunch of cricket nuffies watching more cricket.
Couldn't get enough. And then we went to the tennis.
And then we went over to the tennis, and then one of the great lines from Skull, he's made the observation, he saw the handshake before the game between Sinner and Medvedev. He's not much love lost here between these two. He goes, I haven't seen a colder handshake between two people. A colder handshake between two people since I saw Mark and Steve Waugh shaking. And Junior's sitting there. Fuck off, Skull.
Junior's sitting there on his fifth piece of pizza.
Not talking about backhanders specifically, but I did find the end of the Indian innings utterly bizarre, or when it was turning, ragging, and both Ashwin and Siraj charging halfway down the deck, getting stumped when there's a whole other day.
I've got a theory on this. I've been looking at my stats today. The last time England were in India, what happened? They won the first test.
And we got hammered.
Yeah.
So I think those two boys were like...
The difference is, is when we won the first test last time, the pitch was flat.
Okay.
Joe Root got a double century, started the reverse swing. We just kind of, it spun a little bit on days 4 and 5. An old traditional Indian test wicket. They then produced a few beaches, which worked. That was in the days that Bazball wasn't around. England was kind of trying to play attritionally. This team are different. They're not. Joe Root came out with a quote on day 3, I think it was, after he'd batted, and he said, they don't think about getting out to these shots. It's purely about you thinking about hitting it. This Baz McCullum, honestly, is like Harry Potter. He's a genius.
Oh, right.
He's a wizard.
I was thinking, a bit of a nerd.
That's Dan Vittori, wasn't it? Is he the little bespectacled guy?
Big fan of Emma Watson.
Something on this team. I mean, the captain's great, but he sprinkled. They'll probably lose the series because it's not easy to win in India. But what he's done with this group of players,
It's not that hard to win in India.
skipper.
Thank you.
Was it that easy?
And then what punter came in and just...
And stuffed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost
Why
the
didn't
last
you-
one in 2 days.
Why didn't you carry on?
I don't know. They didn't ask me. I was still blind from the celebrations.
What sort of pitch are they going to roll out for the second one?
Well, to Vaughany's point, spot on. Rolling out a dung heap like that only brings an opponent with an aggressive mindset. If you go in timid on that, you're cooked. But someone who takes the game on, and no one's taken the game on possibly ever as much as this current England team, with the belief and leadership, you're bringing the opposition into the game. So they're better off backing their skill and trust their judgment and playing on a better wicket. It's an Indian spinning wicket, yes, but not a dung heap.
And what we like to do in the UK, I mean, we celebrate our success every now and again. We talk about it pretty much
Even when you lose, you
But
celebrate.
we like to celebrate our legends of sport. Ollie, don't we? We like to celebrate our
we-
legends of sport.
Yeah.
So obviously 1966 won the World Cup. Bobby Charlton,
Yeah.
he is a hero.
Yeah.
He obviously, we lost him last year, so that was a sad moment. But Tom Hartley's coming back as Bobby Charlton.
Reincarnated.
Yeah.
That's what they've done. We're trying to recreate our old sporting heroes in different
Excellent.
sports. So Tommy H is now opening the bowling as Bobby Charlton for England. It's a remarkable story.
Skull reckons
Yeah.
he's going to be completely bald by the end of the series.
It happens quick when it happens. boys. It's not a slow process. Let's for a moment talk about the rest of this series, right? 5 matches.
Sorry, I've just got a bit. The game went down the wrong funnel.
Vaughany, you last week predicted 4-0
yeah.
or 5-0 with Tuffers.
Had a good start.
Those odds have come down.
Well, what are the odds for a 4-0?
Type in the keys, mate.
No. already had it loaded on Sportsbet.
5-0 you had, didn't you?
Well,
He
4
said
or 5. I think we
5,
might draw
because they
one.
might get lucky with some weather.
Might rain in Rajkot.
Yeah, a bit of weather up at the Dharmasala. You still get $145, 145 to 1 basically for that. But there has been some good betting. Did you see there was a guy in England who put £10 on 10 GBP on both West Indies on the last day and England to win? That returned over $1,000 as a double.
From a tenner.
From a tenner. 12 to 1 and 9 to 1, I think, were the two before that.
We're doing really well on this podcast because we promote drinking a lot and we now promote gambling a lot.
Well, you know, the other good thing is that we're currently promoting Punter's Wines without him giving us any money because
I know,
the boys at the
even
Great
shot.
Cricket.
So wait a minute,
Chat
we do gambling, drinking, and also
Oh, and
shagging
Marlborough.
with Ollie.
No, not shagging with Ollie. And
lack of shagging.
And Marlborough Marlborough Lights are keen. So we'll speak to them next week, just to complete the whole thing. For some darts.
Get the darts in there.
Some darts and
Now,
Spark it up.
Was there any more that you guys want to say on England? I don't want to cut you off.
Well done.
I don't
Well
need.
done.
It's a
England,
great
yeah.
win. You know, it's an amazing victory.
And funnily enough, no, I won't say that. We love India.
We do. There was a bit of chat today around whether India is on the decline, as in they've lost the last 2 out of 3 at home. They haven't won in 3 Test matches at home. Are you brave enough on this podcast to say India's on the decline, or is it because Virat and Shami weren't there?
I'll say something about India.
Okay.
They missed Virat Kohli's captaincy massively in Test cricket.
His enthusiasm.
Virat Kohli's captaincy this week, India wouldn't have lost that game. I thought Rohit's a legend, he's a great player, but I thought he just switched off completely.
There goes Rohit coming on the podcast. I thought I had him.
By the way, Rohit, I didn't actually
in Test
say
matches
that.
only.
Rohit, I didn't say that, but I think it was your vice captain, whoever that is, was making the decision.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Clearly influencing the decisions.
It was the vice captain.
Hey, talk about vice captains having a crack. What about our man T Head the other day when he got the opportunity?
Yeah, he struck on there, didn't he? Head and just made changes straight away. It was I think he was on a skipper for about 2 overs.
He started
Couple of
changing
bowling
the field
changes.
around. You would though, wouldn't you?
I like it.
You would. Before we move on,
Today's just not fit, by the way, I think, for the next game. So
Yeah, he
that's
did this. He did a little bit of a string
on
on
the
the run out.
backhander. The backhand of the
The
string.
backhander from
When
Ben.
does Shami come back?
He's not.
Virat's another 2.
Fast ballers aren't going to be worried about Sham.
no.
Really? Flicking it over the keeper's head.
No, that'd be fine. But
On you
before
go,
we
Ol.
get on to the sponsor segment, which is coming up, there's another Englishman who's won, Tall Paul. And we spoke about it early on, didn't we?
Yes, Tall
Got to
Paul.
get into Brisbane Heat doing the Sydney
Has
Sixers.
that happened since our last pod?
It has. It was Wednesday
been a
night.
week, yeah.
It's only a few days
Been a lot
ago.
of cricket.
Jesus.
So my question is, why, and Vaughany, you text this, why did Sydney bowl first?
Oh, yeah. Massive.
No, correct. I mean, just Tall Paul's got a bit of a Bobby Charlton look on him as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just what we're doing back in England, producing good cricketers that look like Bobby Charlton.
Can you call someone Tall Paul? Like in 2024?
What?
Well, if he was small, would you call him Small Paul?
Paul.
Yeah, because
Or
it rhymes.
Would
It
you call
rhymes, so
him
you-
Round Paul? Do you know what I mean?
Well, it was Tall Paul all tournament.
Yeah,
and
all right.
I got cult-like status, didn't he?
Yeah.
And all the way through, right up until the BBL final, the big moment, and Mark Wall goes, "Oh, that's great bowling there from Big Wally." I kid you not. I went, "Big Wally?" And he goes, "Yeah, he looks like a Big Wally." And that was it. From there on, for the rest of the night, it was Big Wally from Junior.
We need to get Junior on this.
Yes, actually.
I don't
He
know-
came on, remember? He's trying to sell cockatoos
had him
overseas
on.
or something.
That's
We've got to get him on.
That was like 2 weeks ago, Vaughany.
He predicted 4-0 win in the series against Pakistan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he was going to paint his cockatoos black to try and sell them into the UAE.
Jesus. Oh, sorry, Junior. I forgot about that.
A great guest.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Now-
you're fantastic. More clicks than.
What about Steve? Can we get Tugger on? I'm looking at you, Gilly.
I can
I
try.
think he'll come on.
Yeah,
I think he'll come on.
he'd be good. We don't hear a
I
lot
did
from
ask
him.
him.
He'll come on.
I did ask him.
And what was his?
He's doing an advert with Skull.
Oh, that
this
was
week
funny last night, Skulls.
for a car brand. Skull's there. He's got one line, hasn't he? Skull
He's got one line and then a big laugh, funnily enough, at the end.
for a nice
For
check.
a nice little fee.
Really?
And he was
Yeah.
very prepared to share the story, share the wealth, share the information about what he's getting. I think Buddy Franklin's on, who's for those that don't know, one of the greatest AFL players ever. Tugger's on there, isn't he?
Yeah, Ash Barty.
Ash Barty
Holy
was on there.
And Gary O'Keefe's there.
And
Gary
Kerry
O'Keefe's
O'Keefe
laugh is worth. We can't really give.
We won't give the figure. No,
His
We
laugh
know what
has
his
an
laugh
amount.
is
they
worth.
wanted. They said basically
We've got to come up with laughs.
This is like Bruce Buff.
There you go.
You're on.
Vaughany's
You're
new
the
laugh.
double. You're the Kerry O'Keefe laugh double.
Can I take a guess and you say overs or unders?
you're going to go a number.
I'm going to go. So per hour. you won't.
I have no desire to reveal the figure because
Well,
I'm
his
so
laugh,
thrilled.
his laugh, I'm guessing, will be 7 seconds of the advert.
Okay.
No,
Do you reckon it'll be longer?
for a 30-second advert.
Right. So it's
No,
probably
so you'd be 2 or 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Well, they'll decide in the edit. They'll
Yeah.
go, look, how much of Kerry's laugh do we need?
Yeah.
But he was
did Ash
just
go?
so thrilled to be asked
Yeah.
to be on there. Like with all those names.
Oh,
and he
amazing.
goes, I'm 74. I'm a washed up old hack. And he does. And I'm going to do that. He says, yes, please. More of that. But
And I'm
so
assuming if
happy
it's
for
those
him.
names, it's a decent car company, is it? We don't need to
nice
name it. They don't give
car,
us
yeah.
any
I mean,
cash.
yeah.
It'll be out there. I won't
Yeah.
mention it because I'm with someone else.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, hey, let's
But
do
if
this.
Kia want to sponsor the podcast, we're always available.
Well, that's a fair call, actually. That's a fair call. If Kia do want to come on.
They do bikes. We'll do. It doesn't have to be a car.
Yeah, fantastic.
fine.
Do you want to, let's do our sponsored segment.
We should do. We should give love to our
Yeah,
current
talking
sponsors.
to sponsors.
Professional.
Sponsored by Raya yet?
No. You got to get a match for that. But Professional Home Services, they've actually they loved last week. They were very happy, and they're doing. They've actually saying they've just gone to Brisbane. So they're mainly with Sydney. They're all over now, Brisbane, and they want more qualified tradespeople. So painters.
Are they in Perth?
Next week.
Seriously?
Next week. We're timing it, genuinely timing it so well. And in these places, it's not just random handymen, it's your painters, your carpenters, your chippies. Get it done
Are
from.
they in Manchester?
They could be if this goes well. If this plugin goes well, they can go. Are you looking for a bit of work?
Always
as well?
looking. I mean,
Yeah.
trying to get traders in the UK. Jesus.
Well, let's see. Well, if you want to find out, service@professionalhomeservices.com.au. Can you come to Manchester? I think he will do it. And of course, this segment is all about rebuilding. Who is going to bounce back in the next? We're going to meet again, I think, Sunday morning, just before Vaughany goes home, just before the massive ODI at the SCG.
Well, that's the one we want to get Skull on, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Sunday morning.
Absolutely
yeah.
is.
Yeah, next edition.
Will
Hopefully.
he
Watch this space?
get up on a Sunday morning to come over and hang out with us at that weird studio in Hartley?
Well, he'll have a nice car to be able to take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So who is going to rebuild? So throw it over. Probably Giddy, you first. Who do we think in the next few days?
No,
We'll
I
couple
went
of
first
ODIs?
last time, I think, with Johnny.
Oh, you did.
I'll go first. I think Jim Maxwell's going to come back. I think he's going to come back strong. I think he's going to come back from calling England Baz Bollocks. And I think he'll be on air Friday and he'll be absolutely fine, calling the world champions and probably T-Head. I'll put T-Head into the mix. T-Head will bounce back. He'll get 100 at the G on Friday. He's a white ball whacker and he'll smack it at the top of the order on the back of that 100 in the World Cup final. So I'm going to go 2 actually. Jim Maxwell, T-Head.
Do you want me to go second?
Yeah.
Cool. India. I think India will bounce back.
Yeah.
It's a big call.
It was a fluke, England winning. Massive fluke. So they'll come back. They will, whatever they got to do to that pitch, there might be a ravine in the middle of it. Whatever it is, they will do it. And I think
A massive fluke.
India bounces back.
They're going to have to stop and reverse sweeping somehow.
Well, I've heard that's what are they going to outlaw?
Yeah, but this week, next week, yeah, there'll be a rule change in the game that you're just not allowed to reverse sweep.
Gilly, bounce back.
Who's going to bounce back? Australia are going to bounce back, without doubt.
From what?
From the
one-day
frustrating disappointments of a test match loss. They'll bounce back in New Zealand. Oh, we need to do it in the next week.
In the next 5 days.
Okay. Well, they can't bounce back in one-day cricket because they actually hold the World Cup trophy aloft.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
They're
6
still,
times.
They're still carrying it around.
Boring.
Oh, geez. I'll go with. I know we've got to keep it moving a little bit. I haven't even thought about that.
Medvedev? The big baby?
He won't have a chance in the next week to do it. I'll bounce back.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
All right.
I'll bounce back because due to that test match going into a 4th day, that meant that I didn't get to fly home to Perth to see my family. And do you reckon I'm in the good books?
You look really disappointed by it.
Hey, good joint, by the
Sorry,
way.
pass us that rum, will you?
Had a horrible time.
Well, I was in Perth all weekend, and it was bad timing for me because I would have hit you up at your joint, and probably ducked into the cellar, which I've heard is very. Well, is it empty now?
On the back of professional home services, is it?
Yeah, absolutely is.
That's why I was asking if they were in Perth, because I need some shit done around home. And if I knew you there, I would have got you over to do it. But,
Mate, I'm hopeless. You don't want me.
Yeah, no. And stay out of the cellar.
Ollie.
Well, it was Travis Head for me because he is ambassador, but I'm swapping over quickly to Mark Wood, one of my favourite cricketers, one of the great personalities. I think if he grew a mo, he'd be a good ambassador. Ooh. And he got absolutely 0 wickets, a donut in both innings.
Rohit was dropped early.
Yeah, he was. But I think he is going to bounce back and get the job done.
He'll get it. You think he'll have an impact?
Yeah, he'll get at least
at
one.
Some point.
One wicket.
At least one.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll play next week.
Brilliant.
Because I know he's not.
There's a scoop.
Okay.
Flip that one up.
Get Jimmy Anderson.
I'm getting on Mark Wood doesn't take a wicket in the second test. I'm going on there straight on there today.
Sorry, I'm going to swap. So my bounce back is Jimmy Anderson from water boy to bowling. That's my new.
Tell you what, Jimmy looks trim.
Doesn't he? And he's got the new boy band haircut.
I was about to say the dip dye.
Well, and doesn't the Indian crowd love him?
Yeah.
Well, when you're running around in the singlet top.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. But did you see him doing his left arm orthodox with Leachy?
Well, I think that was after day 2 when England
they were contemplating trying to get a concussion replacement. Maybe for Tommy Hartley.
Bobby Charlton was struggling after day 2. To be fair, it looked like Bobby Charlton was bowling on the.
Now, we're going to do the quiz now because we do have a special guest for our quiz. Yes, who for the many great cricketer fans out there, I believe. Do we have Sam Perry here still, or is he left?
I think he might be. We're going to get
Sam. Are you there?
Their legendary producer Charlie to open the door.
Absolutely, Sam Perry.
Sam, would you like to join the room?
Samuel,
you're going to sit in this seat, Sam, in your seat.
Yeah, let's sit together. Are you getting out?
Oh, I was going to sit over here.
You come in here.
You go, Sam. That's your seat. I've made it very sweaty.
So you get to be.
I love the studio here, mate. But we'll pay our fee. Can you put that towards air conditioning, please?
Yeah.
I am burning up here, mate.
So first words from Gilly on the podcast in our studio is alphaing me over the studio. Nothing's changed. It is the great cricketer.
Do you know it's great to have someone on the pod that's actually successful. In doing
We come a long way from when we used to do interviews with people on Skype credit. Like I used to remember actually topping up my credit card with Skype credit mid interview with people. So
we would love to be able to afford Skype credit. That sounds like a good time. There is. Bush behind, we're just getting a cup because you obviously have to also cheers West Indian cricket, so we get some rum.
Thanks,
Let me talk to you about the trivia this week because it's always about a guest. We didn't know Sam was going to be here. I would have done it about your statistics throughout your career, but I don't have those to hand.
Thanks. That's actually
so this week we are doing trivia, and everyone plays for each about the storylines. So each question is going to be the big names of this week. So we've got Shamar Joseph, Travis Head, Tom Hartley, Ollie Pope, and because it was so good, Shamar Joseph again is the 5th question.
Okay.
So we're going into this. We've got, of course, Prof has joined and the sofa here, and that'll be on scoring. Always does such a great job on there. So here we go. Question number 1. Shamar Joseph. What is higher? Shamar Joseph's bowling average in Test match cricket, Gilly's Test match not out, or Vaughany's Test centuries?
Okay. What's higher?
What's higher?
You say Test average.
Shamar Joseph.
Test bowling
average.
Right.
Gilly's not out in Test.
Why not outs?
So I've listened to these before. This is sort of frustratingly quite similar.
You generally get the drift with all.
But the idea is I'm now meant to sort of sledge you by going you'd be about 10 Test hundreds or something like that, right? Yeah. I get it. I've picked it up.
You got it. Okay. You got the formula.
Shamar Joseph's averaging 7 in Test cricket, and he's still got you covered.
I got it.
Generally, I complain to HR every week, but the problem is we don't have any.
We
HR.
don't have a department. We don't have anything. Most impressed by Charlie, your producer too. Sorry, I'll
Charlie.
offend you, but he's a
Don't
guru.
talk to him.
He has a fantastic moustache though, and that was noticed.
No, I didn't realise there was someone behind that desk.
Yeah,
Right, Charlie.
little Barney, the young
Charlie.
Charlie.
I've got any answers for question number 1?
Right.
bowling average?
Gilly would know. Like you'd both know, obviously.
Well,
like
you're
you'll
not
pretend.
out.
You'll
Mine
pretend
not
to
out, so I don't
stats.
know.
I know.
Did you say not outs?
Not out in
Oh.
Test matches. Yeah.
Oh,
Batting
I
seven.
hope that's not the high.
Batting
I don't want to be
seven as
known
well.
as that.
I'm going.
Well-
What's highest? Is it?
Yeah. What's highest?
I'm going
Same as the last
Vaughany
29 shows.
Test centuries.
Okay.
Because I know that number is higher than Shamar's bowling average.
Okay, so we've got
And you're
Vaughany
kind of
from
complimenting
Gilly.
yourself there, saying, "Oh, you wouldn't have been so selfish as to be not out
Absolutely.
that often."
Yeah,
well.
well,
Well,
go out there, throw it away.
I would say, but I don't want to say myself because I'm going to say Gilly's not out.
He said Gilly's not okay. Fine.
Well, that to me, yeah, I'm going to say Vaughany because I could see in Vaughany's eyes there. He knows that it's quite a number of Test centuries.
Interesting. So Shamar Joseph average is a very impressive 17.3. Vaughany's centuries.
Sounds a bit self-indulgent. So I think that's the same amount of Test centuries that I scored, and I think Vaughany's got more than me. There you go.
You
That's
have-
the premise I was working
sounds
on.
like
you actually
did I get that in there well enough? That I got 17 Test
You have
centuries.
0.3 less with 17 Test
Yes.
centuries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
You scored them a bit
thank you.
quicker than me.
Vaughany has 18 Test centuries. And Gilly had 20.
Wow, how
No,
selfish!
Yes, is that me?
Selfish. So you've been that's a point for Vaughany.
What a selfish player.
Jesus Christ, that hurts.
Vaughany won, the other bloke 0.
What was my average if I didn't have them? About 12?
So that's why it was so high as well.
I don't
yeah.
want that known about me.
I didn't have.
There's another guy on your team who was known.
Oh, I'm batting 7, and I'm batting with blokes like McGrath and shit like that.
I didn't have Gilchrist down as a selfish one.
And thank you to Michael Vaughan for sending that question in. So question
It's
number...
great you guys just get to talk about how good your test stats were as well.
mate,
That's amazing.
absolutely.
That's great. Question number 2 is on Travis Head.
Yeah.
Travis, as we have mentioned,
member of the King
has absolutely has struggled over recent times at the Gabba and in
Yes.
general. A few zeros there. So who has the higher test average, Travis Head or Michael Vaughan
At the Gabba.
in general?
Oh, in general.
Oh, in general.
Oh,
Overall.
right now.
Overall.
Shit. I'm going to say, look, I'm going to say Heady. I'm going to say Heady.
Look, Ollie generally is quite good to me.
Interesting.
I'm
And
gonna-
especially on auspicious day as this is for England cricket as
I
well.
wonder whether that globe yesterday put him below.
Just tipped in below, I reckon.
I just know the way Ollie works. I'm going to go that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying that not from any kind of
No,
mathematical
no,
knowledge.
I'm not, but
This is pure psychology.
It's the only way I work with Ol.
Yeah.
Are you saying the Globe yesterday or the Globe 2 days before?
Well,
It sounds horrible.
Or the Globe
sorry, Heady.
and Boxing Day.
he's got a tickle down the leg side problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got from Sam, we've got Travis Head as the answer, and Vaughany and Gilliam on Vaughany. Vaughany's test average a very impressive 41.44. Mm-hmm. Travis Head 43.11. Still got him.
Oh, very good.
That's amazing.
You know,
And,
I remember when Travis Head was being called to be dropped a few years ago, and he was averaging 41 at the time. And I figured he's done well since then, so
Yeah,
it
it's
must
only
have
gone
gone
up.
up.
well, did you know the other...
averaging 41?
Yeah,
That's fucking
yeah.
what I am.
We're never happy here. You know?
The other interesting fact about Travis Head's king pair, it came on the back of a magical match-changing century in Adelaide. My king pair came on the back of a magical match-changing 100 in Mumbai. So I just thought I'd mention that. I got 100 in Mumbai off 85 balls. And I thought, geez, Australia haven't won there for 50 years. What the fuck have they been doing? And
Did you reverse
so,
sweep?
no, I practiced the reverse sweep in between tests because I was that bored of hitting them out of the ground in the first test that I...
Wow.
Who was it Travis Head?
It's
that- yeah,
the boss. It's the chairman.
Yeah, the chairman was trying to ring me as well here, but I just sort
Do
of...
I take
I
it
think
or...
get out of this studio.
Nah.
I'll
Just when you were...
I'll call you back, chairman. We're just filming a podcast.
No dialing friends in the quiz, please.
Call you back. Right.
Just when you were whacking, who were you whacking into the stands of Mumbai?
Harbhajan
Harbhajan.
and a guy called Rahul Sangvi on
bowl-
debut.
good bowler.
Got him for 70 off 7.
Yeah, he didn't play much after that, did he?
I don't think he did.
Did the BCCI did they try and ban sixes?
They tried
after
to
that?
ban the slog sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said
Probably
it's just
would.
not fair.
Yeah.
It's not on.
Not-
The game can't evolve like that.
Rahul Sangvi.
Wow.
Rahul Sangvi
like this.
played.
This is good.
Rahul Sangvi played one
How many
test
runs you
match,
guys had?
2 innings, 74 balls, 78 runs. This is it.
Yeah.
You took him, and the team. Economy of over 6.
What's he called again?
Rahul Sangvi, very unlucky to only play
He's a
one
lovely
test.
fella. He runs the Mumbai Indians cricket
I
department.
actually,
Oh, he's a magnificent
And he'd
fella,
remember you, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I've had
You
some
cost him a test career.
I've had
Yeah.
some erstwhile discussions about
but he did actually,
being a part of the Mumbai Indians.
Yeah.
but he did actually get a win, I
A
think.
psychologist.
Well, they're a strong team, and we like them, and they've got very, very rich owners. Again,
Yeah.
if we looking for sponsorship,
Thankfully, we're not. But I think he did get a win actually, because as we can see here, we remember from Phil Tufnell last week. It says an unorthodox spinner of the ball, Sangvi came up through the ranks with the railway side.
Yeah.
That would have been beating Tuffers.
Yes.
England won that game.
Oh, so he lost
That's
again.
the one-
Sorry.
the one-
Right, that's the one they won.
Yeah.
Well done. So he's never won a game. Well done, Rahul Sangvi.
Sam won, Michael won. Let's move this on.
Yeah.
Number 3 is on Tom Hartley. But this isn't about his bowling. It's about his batting. He obviously can swing the willow. So who has a higher test match strike rate? Hartley or Gilly?
Oh, I see.
Right.
What happened? What did you do in
Hartley.
the first innings?
You got 30 on the second. didn't you?
Hartley.
Yeah, I saw that.
Go and see Hartley, Bobby Charlton.
That's harsh.
Right. Yeah, Bobby.
What I wouldn't give for
Scoring
it,
that last
to be
night.
honest.
He got 23 in the first innings. That's what I'll tell you.
Geez, he must. Him. Yeah. Bobby.
Okay. Oh, look, I'll fly the flag for you, Gilly. Just a split.
What do you reckon my strike rate was?
I think it's lower than it's actually would be unimpressive in 2024 given the way the game's changed.
And that's
This is my house. Your face. We're never going to talk again, are we?
I'm the pioneer of the bass ballers.
I should have bloody
think you're-
trademarked it. I should have trademarked it.
Oh, that was great. Just eye contact is unimpressive.
In amongst
Gilly's
the
strike
microphone
rate-
stands, I could
Yeah.
see one eye on one side.
I thought so I could block eye contact with you guys.
That was excellent. Wow.
Gilly's
So-
strike rate 81, I'm going to guess.
Oh, you're a real cricket
are
perv.
enough, yeah.
Yeah. Tom Hartley 75, Gilly
Oh,
81.75.
See, a little bit
Cop
tits
that,
underneath
mate.
this. Wait, I guessed you.
Oh, yeah.
That's very impressive. Score update.
Sam 2, Vaughany 1, Gilly 0.
Tough from there, Gilly. Okay, number 4, Ollie Pope. Again, we're not going about his batting because it's too obvious. We're going, there was a bit of a theme here. Catching, which he's become incredible in that short leg position, and stumpings, as mentioned, the last 2 from India. So the question here, what is higher? Gilly's test stumpings, Vaughany's test catches, or Ollie Pope's test catches?
What about my test drops?
Cricket Info don't give that information.
They should.
Well, they
Should they?
That's
Can I
awesome.
just-
I
can
don't
I
know
just-
that, by the
Can
way.
I bring something into
This
it? Right.
is astounding, this.
So 2006, when CricViz started to bring in all the data of catches, right? So Steve Smith is now called 179, or is it
180
180
catches he
He's
has.
dropped 54. He has dropped 54.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's since the data. So we know now in this year it's hard for the players that everything's kind of documented.
And I know where you're going with this just quickly. Junior, remember we were sitting around the back in the breakout room.
181 catches.
Junior, 181 catches. June, how many did you drop? 5.
Is that legit, though?
No, that's what he thinks.
Yeah.
That's,
Obviously, before 2006, we don't know.
Yeah.
From 2006, just to let you know, I didn't drop a catch. The last 18 test matches. I mean, it helps that you fucking hide yourself in the field when you skip to make sure you're in a position knowing that the ball's not going to go to you. I didn't drop a catch.
Is 54
Well,
drops like quite a lot for 180 taken? Like we're talking proportions?
Yeah.
Sounds like Michael Jordan probably missed heaps of shots as well.
yeah.
Yeah. I think
1 in
Laurie Tolliver
4.
was
It
saying,
sounded like a lot.
Yeah, it sounds
That
like
sounds hot.
Yeah.
It's
It's like
3
to
out of
think you
Actually,
are,
not that
elite, you are a world leader and you
3 out of
fail.
4 is elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
That is good. The Mark War one's interesting because there's an account. Anirudh Kalra on the 2nd of Jan shared the ultimate Mark War dropped catches compilations only in tests, and it's nearly 4 minutes.
Oh, right.
How many
Excellent.
catches? Oh, this is
Can you
gold.
send that to me?
that is gold.
Actually, trace that email to Adam Gilchrist.
So while we just score for, I just need to pull the rundown up there. We'll put that on mute. So no
So
mute,
what
but
was it?
it's
Catches?
dropped in test matches. He did then come back, probably because Mark complained and did his good catches as a follow-up the next day.
and that was an impressive
Which was
collection.
a good list.
Good montage. No, so what was the question? My stumpings.
Yep.
Ollie Pope's catches.
And
my
Vaughany's catches.
And you're right.
Well, you'd have.
I think I know my number.
You'd have got at least.
You've played. I'm going to say Vaughany's catches.
But what number do you reckon?
Don't know.
Out of interest?
No idea. Ollie Pope, how many tests? He hasn't played that many tests, has he?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, it can't
He'd
be
up
him.
there.
He can't be anywhere near it. I wouldn't have thought.
I'm going
They're always close,
I'm
though.
going to go
when
my
Ollie
catches.
does it.
I'm going to go with myself. Yeah.
Vaughany's catches.
I'm going my stumpings because I got to catch up here. I'm behind.
Well, you won't be doing that. Gilly's. Sorry, I gave the answer away. Gilly's test stumpings 37. Vaughany 44 catches. Ollie Pope's already taken 50 catches.
Really?
How many tests has he played?
Short leg. He is an absolute wizard.
Is he?
Unless I've read the wrong number here.
Yeah, how many tests has he played?
He's taken 50 catches in 39 tests.
Wow.
Oh, I did not know
Short
he
leg,
played
mate.
that many.
And that was the stat I thought.
Well,
Stat of the
that's
week.
it. No, I thought he was only like 15 tests or something, but he's
Yeah, nearly at 40,
well
but
done. He's a gun.
raised the bat for catches after his 2.
And
No one got that?
No, 0.
No.
44 for you, Vaughan.
Have you got a Mark War catches?
Unlucky players.
I will after
120
just
drops.
a score update on the
Okay,
quiz.
score update is
Three out of
has
four.
not changed. 2, 1.
3 and 4's elite.
So
I had the same.
just before we get to the last question, 8 drops in just that one compilation of Mark War drops.
No
So it's
way.
already more than he said.
Yeah, we'll get that on the group chat. That'll hit the group chat very quick.
We'll pass that link on. Oh, great. Okay, number 5. Shamar Joseph again, because it has to be. What happened first? Vaughany made his test debut, Gilly made his test debut, or Shamar Joseph was born?
Oh,
Whew.
you're 99.
What was that?
What happened first?
Say that.
My
Your test debut for Vaughany?
And Shema, this is
Joseph.
all going to be real
Shamar Joseph
tight,
was
this.
born
What happened
Vaughan.
first, did you say?
first.
I say Vaughan. Debut. I'm happy to give you my date if you give me yours, and then we can work
We've
out
locked in the
Shamar.
answer.
Well, I know it's me or you.
Right.
Pretty sure.
I think in the spirit of the competition, don't say.
Yeah. Thank you.
okay, so
Thank
by the
you.
sound-
Someone speaking sense.
Yeah. Someone who knows how to podcast.
We could game it. You guys often
listened
have a lot
before.
of
He's
info.
got quieter and inquiring. How
We
long
can work it out.
And it's only between Vaughany and
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll-
going to
Sam
go
who can
Gilly.
win.
I'm out of the equation. aren't
Yeah.
I? All right. I'll give up some information.
I'm going to.
So my debut, November 99.
So you're just preferencing him to me in this
Yeah,
situation.
so I'll say Gilly.
Yes, I am. After you sledged the shit out of me before.
What happened first? They both gone Gilly. Are you going to lock
I
in?
said Vaughan, and I'm stubborn now. I mean,
Okay.
all logic suggests otherwise, but
You both debuted.
On the same day.
No, November 99. Yeah.
oh wow,
25th of November was Michael Vaughan.
I was
The
before him.
5th of November was
Yeah.
Adam Gilchrist.
Where were you?
Joburg.
But, and it means Vaughany, you've won the quiz again.
Again.
Shamar Joseph was born before all of that. 31st of August, 99.
well, hang
I
on.
thought he was 21.
24, is he?
Didn't he was on 3?
2, 1, 0.
Oh, that's
I don't
Nah,
think
we're
Ollie,
even,
Ollie,
we're
I know
even.
you like me, but I
We're
don't think
even.
I've won. I got one right.
We're even.
Just on drop catches. I was
Well
playing
done,
for
Sam.
Yorkshire when I was a kid, 20. Snuck myself into the cordon, third slip. Peter Hartley down the hill at Headingley. I dropped 3 and an over off him.
Nice.
Right? 2 quite easy. One's done. As I dropped the third one, he comes at the end and he goes, "Get that fucker out of there!"
Excellent. Well,
over.
So that's done. Quiz done.
quiz done. But yeah, 24 years old, Shamar Joseph.
Yeah.
Not 21, yeah.
21.
There you go. But so was it a win for the guest?
No,
Well done.
We're giving it to you.
Well,
Yes.
we'll do a count back.
You win a bottle of Ricky's wine. It's,
oh, thank you. That's
part of your set.
fantastic. Yeah.
I'm away from the mic, so why don't you close out the show, or do you want me to do it? All right, well, that was Club Prairie Fire out of the Grade Cricketer Studios. A big thanks to Sam Perry for
Yes.
coming on. Sam,
Thanks, Sam.
A late SOS call, wasn't it?
Pleasure.
We were flying down here today. We did have a studio booked that had air conditioning, which would have been good. But yeah, your flight delayed. We were going to miss our time slot. A quick text, literally on the plane, from myself to you, Pez, And a nanosecond later, we knew we were locked in. Gave us a lot
Was
of
it too
comfort.
soon? Was it a bit like, okay, he's
Gilly's coming. Gilly.
Gilly wrote that climb out, you know?
I thought, fucking hell, he's desperate. No, I love it, mate. Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Our
it.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Our
Now, we did
pleasure.
our toast at the top of the show. We did the Mount Gay run.
Yeah,
Did you
we're
want to
done.
do? You happy with that?
No, well,
wanna do
yeah,
a couple?
pass it around, Vaughany. Go one more.
I think it's one more.
was.
It was that good, wasn't
it's
it?
worth it.
Look, it's good. I prefer the extra old Mount Gay, to be honest. But
I prefer the
Yeah,
Casamigos
the local
tequila,
sellers
but-
didn't have that. Yeah,
but anyway,
sadly.
we'll toast. Get a little bit in each little vessel
we're not
there.
rations.
We're obviously going to
Driving.
toast
Orange there, Ollie.
Bit of orange.
West Indies.
Yeah.
We're going to toast England, and we're going to toast the first collab between the Great Cricketer and Club Prairie Fire.
Not the last.
Sam.
Well done.
Not the last.
Cheers, guys.
Beautiful.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Shamar, man.
Shamar.
Very good.
All right, that's us done. Remember, you can find us at Club Prairie Fire on all socials. We'll be back next week, Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. We'll get the skull.
Skull next Sunday. We'll see you then. Bye.
Adios.
Wow.
Well, first of all, thanks for watching. But if you liked it, give us a like or hit the button below to subscribe. That'd be great.